All right, Fenerbahce 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Here's what I thought about the second leg of the Europa League tie between these two teams. Going into the game, we had a lot of storylines. After the 3-0 first leg, Jed Brown, a former Derby player going back to Forest, is always huge. Vitor Pereira used to coach Fenerbahce, and Fener having a lot of injuries, and obviously Vitor Pereira's only his third game in charge, winning the first one in this first leg, and then losing a game against Liverpool he probably should have won. I was really confused seeing the lineups going into the game. Vitor Pereira seemed to trust his bench players a lot, going with not starting Gibbs White, Igor Jesus, Aina, many more that probably should have started. And it caught up to them in the first half, consistently getting seeming like they wanted to control it, but just didn't have the composure to. And that's what happens when you put young players in, rather in a second leg of a Europa League tie against a quality team like Fenerbahce with players like Marcos Asensio, N'Golo Kante, Guendouzi, players proven at the highest level. So it was risky from Pereira and something I personally don't agree with, and it showed, which made them have to make all those second half substitutions to hold on to the game. Because in that first half, they seemed dominant for the first 20, 30 minutes. But once Fener got that goal, you could tell that the worries started to kick in. And the Forest fans also seemed worried, considering that they booed them off at halftime. So the four subs that came in, Hudson-Odoi, Igor Jesus, Aina, and someone else I'm not remembering right now. But they came in, really changed the game. Only for 24 seconds in, Morata just to give up an unnecessary penalty to really put Fenerbahce in this tie. A tie they shouldn't be in because of all the injuries that they had. So 2-0, Morata could have scored directly right after, and then Forest's talent really kicked in the bench with the bench players that came on, and Hudson-Odoi ended up getting the fourth goal of the tie to really put them away. So at the end of the day, I believe that Vitor Pereira I have a lot of questions about why he would do such a thing. I think it was very, very risky. I think it showed that he's really worried about this Premier League relegation battle, showing that he wants his players like Gibbs White to get the rest that they need and these other guys around him. To talk about certain player performances individually, I thought Murillo was terrible in that first half, making good defensive plays here and there, but his distribution out the back, playing left back, I know not his natural position, but it was poor. A lot of lost balls for no real reason. Amari Hutchison played some nice balls in. Really rooting for this guy because he hasn't played amazing this season after a big money move from Ipswich. Poor balls in the first half, but in the second half he probably should have gotten an assist to Igor Jesus and scored in the last couple of minutes to really put the tie away. But he didn't, and he's still learning, and he's still young. But overall, just kind of a mid-performance. Hudson-Odoi came on, really put the tie away. Big from him. Really reminded me of the Wrexham tie in the FA Cup, where he came on, and I know they ended up losing, but he brought them back into a game that they probably shouldn't have been. Obviously, Elliot Anderson's amazing. Could have scored in the first half from a crazy angle. Although he did show a little inconsistencies in the back, but so did all the Forest players. A couple bad back passes that really could have cost them, that Fenerbahce just didn't have the levels to put away. Aina talked a lot before the game, saying that Fenerbahce was not intimidating as an atmosphere, although they are known for such thing. He came on and got the assist for Hudson-Odoi's goal, so I guess you could say he backed up his talk. Nico Williams even, I thought was poor today. Slipped on the first goal to really give Forest a idea in this tie, and then offensively really just took too long in the ball and wasn't impressive at all. We talked about Morata. He gave up the penalty but almost scored his way back. Just seemed young. if I'm Vitor Pereira, he's the guy I'm taking off at halftime, not Murillo, even though Murillo was playing poor. There's the experience that you need in these ties, but ended up working out for them, so you can't say. And finally, just Ortega, very, very interesting performance. He chested the ball in on a corner kick, which was very interesting to see. I've never seen a keeper do that. Just I don't feel comfortable with him in the goal. That's the way I feel. Hasn't been playing a lot because he's coming from City, and you can tell is my take on it. At the end of the day, it was cool to see Conte. I haven't watched a full Conte game in a long time, but Fenerbahce didn't have the talent, didn't have the numbers today to really put in a great performance. So thank you guys for watching. It's my first video on this channel. Hope you guys liked it. There's going to be a lot more of this. Hopefully some data analytic videos too regarding football, obviously. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you.